Did you ever have a mentor that you look up to that really helped you get to where you are now?
No, no, I never had like the rich guy I looked up to and kind of knew that was a family friend. Like I cherry picked people mostly from the internet. Some I've met in person, some I've never even spoken to. But they were based on categories, like real estate guy, and not really a specific e-commerce guy. But I would cherry pick people for certain things, and I'd find ways to either pay them and buy whatever courses and stuff they have, or try to go meet them and find ways to get around their circle. And I did that. Like there was a real estate group that was, you had to go through an invitation thing and like a whole interview process. And 200 people. They meet up 3 times a year in different parts of the world. And cool. I joined this group. I think it was like 30 grand a year or something. And you had to travel to these things 3 times a year. Like it wasn't cheap, but whoever's paying for that is legitimate real estate people. And they were. And so I spent years in that group, getting around them, becoming friends, providing value to the guy who runs the group, who has 400 million worth of real estate. Eventually, he wants me to speak on stage there about what I do because it's very different to people in the room. And like, so you're just providing value. And I'm not a public speaker. I don't really like that just makes me really uncomfortable, which is why I said yes immediately when he asked, because it would immediately make me known to every person in the group. Right. So now it's a warm introduction if I bump into anyone and talk, because they at least know me, you know? So it's just all about dynamics, but I never had like one specific person that really helped me along the way. No.
D- Do you ever intentionally make yourself uncomfortable?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Like that speaking one for sure. And I did that twice actually at that event, 2 different times. Yeah, I'd say it's more so about like I did it many times throughout my career with money. Like not the I make 10 grand a month, so let me get a $4,000 car payment to like put my back against the wall. I feel like you hear that sometimes, and that sounds like a roll of the dice to me.
Yeah.
Uh, but I remember a specific time, the craziest one ever, where I think I was 20. Yeah, I was living in Puerto Rico. Maybe I just turned 21. I was buying another small apartment complex. It ended up taking a little bit more money than I thought. I literally had to move money from my business account and my other business account into my personal, sell like the 6 grand of crypto that I happen to have had, move all of it into one account just to have enough money to send the wire to close on this property. And I had 2 grand. Like it's the 20th of the month. I've got, a small amount of payroll coming up in 10 days. I got rent for like 4 grand. Like I got some of this stuff popping up and I have $2,000 to my name. I've done that before where I've run myself dry. It's not necessarily the best position, but I was never like super uncomfortable with it because absolute worst case, I could text any friend and fix it, but I would have never done that. So it kind of puts your back against the wall. Um, but yeah, I do like to get uncomfortable, like moving back to Puerto Rico and into that very, very expensive neighborhood. Like it's absurd. Like it's essentially 55 grand a year just for the gym membership. Like it's stupid. It's stupid. And so like I've done that before, but you got to keep it in check.
Yeah. I wanted to ask that because you sound like you're always like self-analyzing. Like you sound like you're always striving to grow, whether it's like in every areas of your life. So I was very curious because in order, sometimes when you have that mindset, you intentionally try to make yourself uncomfortable. That way you can become comfortable with it. You know what I mean? That was
Yeah.
that
It's
was
just
my
a stair stepper, like you're uncomfortable. That's the growth. And then you get comfortable at that position or whatever it is. And I always describe it as breaking your frame, right? How do you break your frame? If you, for the first time ever, you're a new entrepreneur, whatever, and you get around people that are actually kind of doing stuff, even if it's not crazy numbers, like they're killing it in your eyes, dude, that shatters your world in the best way. Like it's possible. I've seen it. I talked to them. Like I was there in the ecosystem. We were at dinner, like nuts. And you have those moments, but what I've noticed is they start happening less and less, right? Because number one, it takes more to continue breaking it. So it needs to be crazier situations, whatever it might be. But you got to try to put yourself around positions where that can happen. Because like the faster you can break your frame, it's just rewiring you. It's just allowing you to think bigger. Like it's been very helpful for me. And that was a huge, huge part of like moving back down to Puerto Rico, of also even moving back out of Puerto Rico the first time. Like I always kind of play that decision there and like who I'm trying to get around and the environment I'm creating.